Okay, this is another game of my road to 2000 for Rapid in chess.com. Uh, my opponent was rated 1661. At this point, I am over 1700 because I won the previous game. The opponent is the same, this David K67, also from United States. And of course,
Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games.
I open with e4 because I'm basing myself on this repertoire by Gingichasvili, Albert and Perestrain. Is a little dated, but is okay. In reality, he played e6.
The French defense prepares for d5, but blocks in the light-squared bishop in exchange for a strong center and counter-attacking chances.
So this is the light square bishop, and is the problem of e6, right? Because it blocks it. But if you play c6, in reality you have this open, but then you have that problem, right? So it's a problem in any case. At a certain point you have a bishop that you cannot develop. Like I said in a couple of videos ago, I'm not really studying the uh, the opening, but I'm studying pawn structures. Why I'm studying pawn structures? Because it makes very easy the idea of knowing what to do, and I will show it to you in this game. Okay,
d5 is a counterattack in the center that threatens the e4 pawn.
here I take and he takes back, right? And this is the French exchange.
E takes d5 is not the most ambitious plan for white against the French defense, but it does allow easy development with knight f3, bishop d3, and short castling in the near future. E takes d5 recaptures the d5 pawn and allows the light-squared bishop to develop.
And now guys, watch this, because he thinks that I'm playing an exchange, a French exchange, but I'm playing this, c4.
c4 takes space in the center, attacks the pawn on d5, and prepares to develop the knight behind the c-pawn.
Okay, but here the idea is that I'm not about... okay, of course, I will develop the knight there. The point is that I want an isolated queen pawn because, thanks to this book, we have seen so many games of isolated queen pawn that it gave me an idea on how to play against or pro. In this case, I'm playing with isolated queen pawn, right?
Knight f6 develops the knight toward the center and supports the pawn on d5. Knight c3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the d5 pawn, and controls the e4 square. Bishop b4 develops the bishop, pins the knight, and prepares to castle.
And now I need to develop this. The problem is that I will lose a tempo in developing it. I'm not sure it's the correct way to do it, and probably I have to study a little the opening again, okay?
This move activates your bishop to strengthen control over the center. Castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside because the king is further from the center.
He played this, but honestly he could have played this. Why? Because this would have been a target and this would make it a loss of time, okay? That's why I told you maybe I need to study it a little more, but I will reach the right way to develop the pieces. And what does it mean, the right way to develop the pieces? To find the right square for that piece.
This move activates your knight to strengthen control over the center.
This move is better than this. Do you know why? Because this I can be pinned, and I don't want to be pinned. With this, I'm not going to be pinned, because when he will play this, you will see what happens.
This is an equal trade.
And now I have the isolated pawn as I wanted.
Recapturing. This adds pressure by pinning a knight.
But is it really pin? Now, what do you think I played?
You're kicking their bishop out of a useful square.
Do you see? This is the problem. I practically avoided the pin, and now I control also e4, and he has lost the tempo with this, because that was the idea behind knight g e2, right? And he didn't understand what was my idea.
This move puts the bishop on a safer square. Castling on the same side of the board as your opponent is a solid choice. This overlooks an opportunity to increase a bishop's scope by moving it to a better square.
Okay, I admit that probably this wasn't the right move. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Here I needed to develop that, and I did it.
You missed an opportunity to kick a bishop.
He probably wanted me to play this right away. I don't know. I wanted the fourth, before attacking, I want generally to bring out all my pieces, especially in the opening, okay?
This overlooks an opportunity to develop a knight off its starting square.
And that's the point, right? He got this this knight, but why? I mean, you need to develop the pieces in the opening. That's the goal, that's the task of the opening. Then the other task is to castle, and then the last task is to connect the rooks. That's what you need to do, and he didn't do it, right?
You overlooked a better way to recapture a piece.
Well, I'm sorry again, I'm not really a computer.
This creates space for the king to move in case it is attacked.
Here I wanted to keep it under pressure, and so I played bishop h4.
A good choice to move your threatened bishop.
Now he played this.
Black develops the knight and attacks the center.
And guess what I played? I played this move.
You're threatening to win material by trapping a piece.
Right, as you can see, it says that. So the computer already saw through my rules, but my opponent didn't. He didn't understand why I put it there instead of putting it here, for example, attacking this, right? I put it here because this is pinning this. When a pawn is pinned, is not defending anything. So what I mean is, if I do this and this, I have won a piece, and he didn't think of it. Okay, so as you can see, guys, sometimes it's more a question of having ideas than playing endless tactics for training, and you don't know when. You need to have an idea at the board, and that's what this queen d3 was, an idea.
This stops the opponent from being able to win material by trapping a piece.
But again, I played
a risky move, leaving your king open to potential attacks.
Risky move, but that's the thing. And what did he play? He blundered.
This permits the opponent to win material because the defender's pinned.
And here I took. Boom. And the game was over.
You win material taking advantage of the pinned defender.
And as you can see, my opponent once more resigned at this point. We are just at move 16. This is my problem. I try to use these games to prepare for a tournament, but in a tournament they are really tougher than this. They are really much tougher than this. And this is the problem also of online chess. You don't know if your opponent was distracted by children, family, wife, a phone call, who knows, you know. There are 10,000 possibilities. The point is that I don't think you win this easily against a 1600, nearly 1700 over the board. in a real chess tournament, in a club, right? Thank you for watching, and let me know if you like to watch this kind of games with this simple analysis. Thank you again.